that's awesome. I've been watching the Magic since I was a kid. Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Shaq. I can remember when they first started, and that was like the glory days.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Stand by. On my mark.
You survived the workday. Now survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day. I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson on this rainy Friday right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. Don't forget, tonight, the Braves will be in Colorado. 6:25 is the coverage. 7:40 is the first pitch. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. You can text in or you can call that line. We are excited today because we have in studio with us the owner of Do Play in Panama City right here with us today, Mr. Austin Jones. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us, Paul. Excited to be down here, man.
It is so good. And, you know, your place is over on 287 Aberdeen Parkway, and a brand new facility, brand new building. So it's just a beautiful place. I've been over there, talked to you, met you over there, and, man, it's just a beautiful place. Tell us what it is so that everybody, all the listeners can hear what it is, and then we'll go into detail on how this all happened because it's a fantastic story.
Yeah, for sure. So just to kind of give you a full overview of what the facility is, this is a indoor training facility. It's got an area for the toddlers to play in. It's got a full cafe area. Think about when you walk in the door, the front house is going to be structured as an indoor playground for 5 and under.
Yeah.
You've got a full cafe where you can get a latte, you can get a sandwich, a pastry, and then as you walk into the back of the facility, half of it is a turf field and half of it's a basketball court. So that's going to be kind of where the older kids hang out and all the sports activities go on back there.
Wow, that sounds so good. Now, I know our listeners, they love food and they love drinks. So, you know, you're talking about lattes, so you've got all that kind of stuff. So basically, you got people making drinks and making sandwiches and pastries, and it's at a reasonable price too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So my wife kind of was the brains behind all that, and she wanted to have some healthy options. Obviously, you know, you're coming in there to be active. You also want to have some healthy options. So we've got smoothies in there. We've got sandwiches. We've got just, you know, coffee, espresso, lattes, pretty much anything that you would want in your standard cafe, plus all your different sport drinks and waters and stuff like that.
Well, I'm a donut lover. I used to be a police officer, and I'm sorry. When you said pastries, I'm thinking, yes, you can have all the milkshakes and the smoothies that make you all healthy. But, I mean, and I'll try them, don't get me wrong, but I'm all about the taste. And, you know, my son, he just got turned on to donut holes. He loves them things now, so I'm like, I'm fine with him loving them because I'm going to eat a couple while he's eating a couple.
Sure.
So either way, that's fantastic. So how did this all come about? Because, I mean, there's no other place like this in Panama City where, you know, you've got such the avenue for all of the family. I mean, even if you're an adult, maybe you don't have kids and you want to come play basketball, that's an option. And then you've got all the way from little kids playing in the indoor playground. And, I mean, that's got, like, slides and stuff like that, right?
Correct. Yeah, so, I mean, the way that this facility was born was really just out of necessity. You know, we've got 3 kids of ourselves, and they range from 9, 7, and 3. So we really just struggled to find an indoor facility where all kids could find something to do. So we're like, hey, let's create one. Like I said, that front section, it's got trampolines in it, it's got slides, it's got a soft play area for like 2 and under. And then, of course, my favorite area in the back with the basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer goals and flags to play flag football and any sport back there that you want to play with. We've got the balls and the equipment to make it happen.
And you also have an area for, like, birthday parties, for, graduation celebrations, or just any kind of party, really. Like, the way I think about it is like the old school church gym where you could just have, like, all-nighters, come over there and just do the lock-ins is what they used to call it, and just have, like, a blast. But you can also book that as well, right? Your birthday parties or any kind of graduation parties that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about any type of event. We've done birthday, from a 1-year-old birthday party to a corporate event we've done in the facility. And I think with just that much space, I mean, it's a 10,000 square foot facility. So obviously there's adequate seating for large crowds. But yeah, we've done birthday parties, corporate events, Christmas parties, you name it, we're able to have it. I mean, it's a fun atmosphere to even, like you said, get the adults out there shooting hoops or playing a game of dodgeball.
Let me ask you this, in the summer, let's go back. So I see something that you guys do that's really cool, and a growing number of people have homeschool kids. And I think that's so cool. I see that on y'all's Facebook page. And by the way, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff to all of their social media stuff as well, so you can see what's coming up. But having stuff for them to do in homeschool, like, whose idea was that? How did that come out? Because that's like really good, cool thinking, because that's like a whole spectrum of kids that are going to be at home. And it's a great opportunity for them to come during the daytime to get their activities or their PE kind of situated.
Yeah, so that honestly was not even in the plan when we opened up this facility. Wow. It wasn't even on our radar. We had a former gym coach come to us that homeschooled her kids and says, hey, I've got this idea of doing a PE class for the homeschool community. And we're like, hey, that sounds great. Let's try it out. It started with a handful of kids, and now we're running anywhere from 30 to 50 kids in there. Wow. And what's so cool about the homeschool community, it's such a close, tight-knit community that once you get in and they see that you're authentic and, you're doing things the right way, they just continue to just pour love in there and support y'all, and that's exactly what they've done. So we're extremely grateful, and we've kind of really just tried to tailor and give them a lot of different options as far as classes goes.
Yeah, that's so cool. We're talking with Austin Jones here at DuPlay, and don't forget, their address is 287 Aberdeen Parkway in Panama City. Now, you've got when I come over there, I was shocked, because the one thing that shocked me, it was a beautiful facility. All the stuff was great. It's brand new. But then over to the right corner, you had a physical therapist over there. Now, tell us, how did that happen, and then what's that all about?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. That was never on our operation plans when we kind of envisioned what we were going to do there. But same thing, like, we feel like the Lord just has placed people in our path. And Dr. Maddie approached us and said, "Hey, look, I worked up in Atlanta." Did physical therapy just for athletes up there. There's nothing in Panama City that just specializes in rehabbing athletes. I think your facility would be perfect for what I'm looking to do. And we said, hey, we think this aligns exactly what we're trying to do. So she's got major impact physical therapy that operates out of our facility, and she's there 3 times a week now.
Oh, wow. And so how does that work? So if you have an injury and you sign up with her, that's where they come. So basically she uses it as an office as well. You know, when she's there and somebody gets hurt, I mean, that's kind of cool to have her right there too, right?
It's awesome to have a doctor on hand. I mean, it's never great when anybody's getting injured, but if you do get injured, you always want to have a doctor. So definitely love having her there. She's extremely talented, and I mean, she uses the turf field. She's got her own equipment, and whole section just completely tailored and set up for her.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really good. Let me ask you this. So this summer is going to be huge for y'all. It's a big deal, and you know as well as I do, the things that you know, and I'm way older than you. I can already tell you that for sure. But you know, growing up, we didn't have the devices and the games and the tablets and all of that, but that we do now, and that's a big deal. You know, nothing is worse than, and I'm just going to say it out loud, is to see a kid at the end of the school year and then come see them come into school for the new year and they've gained 50 or 60 pounds because all they did was stay inside and watch that tablet and, you know, stay, you know, not active and eat and be unhealthy. And that's not what you want. But what you guys do is y'all have and host summer camps. Tell us a little bit about that. Was that in the vision of the plans to do when you first started?
Yeah, so our initial plans was to open up at the beginning of the summer last year, but due to construction and it just ended up taking longer, so we actually missed the opening summer and didn't get opened up until August of last year. So we're extremely excited. We did a spring break camp, which kind of gave us some insight of what we expect to see this summer when we just did different sports throughout the week. And that's going to be kind of how our summer is going to be tailored. We're going to be dedicating 1 week to volleyball. We're going to be dedicating 1 week to basketball, 1 week to soccer, 1 week to speed and agility, and then the last one's going to be flag football. But you're exactly right. I mean, when we, you know, I hate to say it, but every once in a while our kids do get some screen time, and when there's too much of that, we see some behavioral changes to it. So we're always trying to promote just stay active, keep the kids running around, have a ball in their hand, play catch, all that good stuff.
And so, you know, those camps, you know, they're not all day long, or what's the hours usually on those camps going to be? Because, you know, obviously, as well as sometimes you want to drop your kids off and maybe, you know, go get run some errands and all that. So what's the hours of those camps going to be?
Yeah, so that's the great thing about these camps. Parents can do that. They can drop off their kiddos. We divided them into 2 sessions, a younger session and an older session. The younger session's going to be 5 to 9 years old, and then that is going to start from 8 o'clock in the morning, and it'll go to 10:30. We'll have a little break for lunch, and then we'll have the older session will start, and that's 9 to 16-year-olds, and they'll go from 12:30 to 3 o'clock.
And so during that, what comes with all that? Will they have drinks for them? Will they have any kind of snacks for them? Will they just you know, have structured activities, free play, kind of all of that? Tell us what to expect with those. Yeah,
so we'll have our cafe open during the whole camp, so campers are allowed to come up there and purchase anything that they would like. Obviously, we'll be providing water. We've been extremely blessed, too, with our staff. We've got some really high-level athletes that are back there that are going to be running these camps, and I'm sure a lot of these kids that are attending them have watched them on Friday nights or at the Mosley High School game or the Bay High School game or whatever it is. So, you know, this is their opportunity to go hang out with them and learn some skills from them.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like, you know, you know, when I came in there, I saw Isaiah Smith, who, you know, was the leading scorer for the Mosley basketball team. I think he's going to South Florida for college, and just a great, well-spoken young man. And seeing him in there, I was like, man, that's cool. Isaiah's here, and he could, really help these kids play basketball and learn. And then also his girlfriend, which we talked about, she was a all-district volleyball player. So another opportunity. And the thing is that, if you don't want your kid to do this or that, you've got such the avenue, because the flag football, anybody can do. The soccer, anybody can do. The basketball, anybody can do. And I love how you got it split up. So as far as I want to talk about the speed and agility. Now, what would that entail for people who are like, hey, I just want my kid to get out and get active and have some fun and maybe learn how to do, because you'd be very surprised of some of the kids that don't know how to do a correct push-up or a correct jumping jack or, just any kind of little thing that can kind of help them. Because, honestly, there's some kids that don't even have to take PE after a certain time, so in school. So tell us a little bit about the speed and agility class.
Yeah, so number one, it's Coach Lamar Williams that's going to be running this speed and agility class for us. And the way that he is able to bring the energy and connect to these kids is something I've never seen before. So I'm super fired up to be able to see him run a full week of camp. But, he's really going to be, going into just the basics of how do you run. I think, you don't really think about it, but it's just kind of the little techniques of conditioning and the strength and, honestly, too, not overdoing it. Sometimes not. You think, hey, I got to lift, 3-4 times a week, some of these high schoolers, and, really it's understanding how your body functions. And I think Lamar is really, really good at being able to kind of just almost dumbing it down so, we can understand, hey, what do we need to focus on to become a better athlete? And a lot of these speed and agility classes really are tailored around to if this is a introduction to speed and agility, or is this, hey, we're trying to go to the next level and play at a college level. I think he's able to kind of connect on both sides.
Yeah, we're talking with Austin Jones here with Duke Play in Panama City at I want to say your 287 Aberdeen Parkway. I almost got it all the way down, Pat. So let me ask you this. Is there anything that you guys do for adults? Because obviously I hear all about the kids. Is there any kind of night stuff, or is there anything that you have? Is there any kind of like aerobics, or is there anything like that for adults?
Yeah, so adults have the ability at any point in time to come in there and do open gym style. So, if they want to come shoot hoops, or if they want to come and use the weight section in there and work out a little bit. One thing that's really neat is some of the moms will come in there, let their kids play around on the turf area while they get a workout in. But as far as leagues go for adults, in June we're going to be starting back our adult dodgeball league.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Bone Crusher, you got to be in adult dodgeball.
And I haven't been able to participate in the league yet, but I've stayed around and watched. And the guys and girls that participate in them, they're all in, and it's intense and it's fun, and excited about just how big it's grown. I think they were up to almost over 20. That were consistently showing up this last season.
So now, I didn't know any of that. Everything that you just said, from talking about bringing your kid with you, let him play while you're getting a good workout in, and then the dodgeball. So that's even better. And again, I know we've got Anytime Fitness here, and that's a different spectrum. But, gosh, to be able to have your kid just to go hang out and actually, shoot hoops or play in the turf or whatever, while you're just, in the gym, because it's over to the right as soon as you walk in. So the whole place is open that you can still watch your kid playing while you're still getting your workout in. That's pretty cool. And then just to talk about the dodgeball, that sounds really fun. We may have to put together some kind of ESPN dodgeball team or something and do something. That would be really cool.
Absolutely. No, it is, and it's cool to see the dads and the mom get out there and go at it, and it's nothing too crazy or intense, but I mean, again, we're just trying to find stuff that promotes just staying active, and that's another way to do it, even at the adult age.
Yeah, I could see my wife come into that and being like, I want to be on the other team, and trying to hit me in the face as hard as she could. But either way, that's really cool. So yeah, you could go see that. Now let me ask you this: what is your passion in life? Because obviously you're a business owner, and what drives you? Why this avenue? What really made you want to really jump in? Because this is all you do. Like this is what you do. And so what's your passion for this?
I think I'm in this season of life right now where I'm just don't want to take for granted the time that I have with my family.
Yeah.
And I think, one thing that my boys love is sports, and something I'm passionate about is sports. So I think, for me, it's really cool to be able to go up to do play, and we're able to go toss the football around or play a pickup game of basketball with some other kids in there. And, man, just being able to see other dads connect with their kids playing sports up there, that's something that I wish when I was growing up, I would have had, more of that time. So I think right now just being so family-focused and with life right now is just obviously crazy with having 3 kids, and you're doing all the extracurricular activities and all that kind of stuff, but just take a minute, go have fun, and run around and enjoy life with them.
Yeah. And you know what, me and my dad were really close, and so I talk to him every day. He's on a cruise right now, so I don't get to talk to him, so I'm sure he's missing me right now, and I'm missing him. But the funnest things that I remember is he played softball, and we would go to the park as far as like to hit or to, just to practice or whatever. And I remember the tournaments, waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning and eating breakfast and then going to the park and staying all day long if they won. And a lot of times they did. And I just remember that being like a staple of my childhood. So it's kind of like what you're talking about. Now let's get into who you like. Now, what teams? Is it college? Is it NFL, baseball, basketball, football? Who do you like? If you're cheering or if you're wearing merch, who you wearing?
Yeah, so I grew up going to the University of Tennessee football games. So
oh my gosh, we got that ugly
big college
orange
football fan, Tennessee football fan.
Ugly orange is in the building.
I was very blessed growing up. My grandparents had season tickets to the game, so I got to go see a lot of volunteer football games. And then actually after my wife and I got married, we lived up in Knoxville, Tennessee for almost 7 years. So while we were up there, my wife, she actually finished her degree at the University of Tennessee, but we had season tickets the whole time we lived up there as well. So.
Wow. So everything.
Big balls fan.
Ball on everything. Basketball, baseball, football, whatever.
Everything.
Man, I mean, tell us about that stadium. I mean, because obviously one of the largest stadiums in the country, and it's loud. My brother played college football, and, they went up there and played, and he's like, man, the Swamp and Knoxville are the 2 loudest places that he's ever been. How loud is it there whenever it's rolling? Or when Lane Kiffin comes to town?
Yeah, I can't wait. He's coming back to town this year. But you can't even hear yourself think, it is so loud in there. I mean, there's no communicating even to the person to the left or right of you. And I've been to several other even SEC stadiums, and the atmosphere just isn't quite the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember one time they were playing Oklahoma when Baker Mayfield was there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've ever heard the stadium that loud. I mean, that stadium was shaking, it was rocking, and that's just one thing a moment that I'll never forget,
Yeah, that's cool. And So I guess you love Peyton Manning, right?
I'm a big Peyton Manning fan.
Yeah. Is he better than Brady or no?
Oh, 100%.
That's right. All right. Well, Austin, it was so good to have you, and you guys need to go check him out. 287 Aberdeen Parkway in beautiful Panama City. It's called Do Play, and you can check it out on his Facebook page, Do Play, just like it's spelled DOPLAY, or you can go to the website, doplay.com. How do they register their kids for the camps?
Yeah, so it'll be doplayonline.com, and then you'll go under the booking tab, and it'll have all of our different summer camps that we offer, plus any additional training classes. We've got basketball training classes that Coach Jeremy does. Like I said, speed and agility is going on all throughout the week with Coach Lamar. We've got Coach Indy does volleyball there. So pretty much any sport you can think of, we've got training options for it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and go see them. Do Play in Panama City. Go on their Facebook page, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that. It's going to be fun. And the owner of ESPN just said that he's going to participate in the dodgeball. So there you go. We're going to be able to do that. So there you go.
I'm in now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got to be in because you want to hit him, don't you, with the balls. That's really funny. All right. Well, thank you so much, Austin, for being here. We appreciate you. When we come back, we are going to dive into some college basketball, some college football, and everything in between. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm giving it all she's got, Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Anna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Friday. Lightly sprinkling the remainder of the day, with a wind out of the southwest around 9 miles per hour and 77. Tonight look for very light showers and a likelihood of thunderstorms with a temperature near 67. Tomorrow, a high around 68 and possible thunderstorms throughout the day with mostly clouds in the evening. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting your family.
Get ready to connect. ESPN Northwest Florida is proud to welcome and feature the newest additions to our Panama City Beach Chamber family.
Welcome to the Beach Chamber, Green Gate Property Services, Hoyden Hat Company, La Michoacana, Palatana y Neveria, Safeguard Roofing Pros, and Silver Allies.
Step in, grow, and connect with the community that celebrates your achievements.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida
and the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Brandon Strickland from Recommended Collision Center, Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
At Recommended Collision Center, we're all about taking care of our community, and advertising on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has helped us do just that. Social media ads were getting stale, but the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson gave us a fresh way to reach local customers. We've seen more vehicles coming in for estimates, more phone calls, and more people recognizing our name. It's been a great partnership for our business, pairing up with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. Get your message heard and cut through the clutter. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button.
Panama City, Lynn Haven, Callaway, 30A, Santa Rosa, Freeport, Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, Youngstown, Blancstown, and Yorktown. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
The locals love it.
Dominating the dial at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget, the Braves play tonight. Colorado Rockies, 6:25. And then 7:40 is the first pitch. Just want to make sure we remind you that starting next week, we're going to be doing the Ferrucci Feast. This is your chance to win true Italian flavor starting Monday, May the 4th. Listen to the Coach James Hale Show in the morning at 8:15 and the Sports Blitz at 5:15. When you hear the cue to call, be caller number 10. And you can call in and grab a $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Restaurante in beautiful downtown Panama City, where anniversaries are celebrated and love stories begin. You should have played something real romantic right there, Bone Crusher. I feel like I was doing a great commercial, and you could have played a very restaurante sound. But either way, there we go. Yes.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's all you got. That's okay. That's good. That's good. All right. I feel good. I'm ready to eat some Italian. All right. So either way, we're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We've got Mike on the line. Mike, how are you today, man?
I'm doing great, Paul. You know, Paul, you were talking about college football and basketball. What's the latest on the college football? College. I guess I have a question about both leagues. So what's the latest on the college football league? Are they going to expand?
Not right.
And what's the latest on the college basketball? Are they still planning on expanding? Because I heard sometimes they were going to set the time up to announce the expansion of one or both of the college ranks. So what's the news?
Well, what they're going to do is it looks like it's going to be voted on very soon with the college basketball, and it should be starting next year. Now, the college football is not doing anything. They're not moving towards that just yet. It wouldn't be until around 2028 or somewhere around there. And they really don't know if it's inevitable or not, as far as it's going to really happen, but it seems like it's moving to that direction. The problem that they're running into is that the conference championships is going to be the biggest problem. Not knowing what to do with the conference championships, because you got some teams that have them, some teams that don't. So you're going to have more teams playing more games, in which that's always kind of been the thing, but they're kind of trying to figure out how they can make the schedule different so that they can make it fair. Because if you play one or two more games than everybody else, then before you know it, because I'm thinking if they expand, they're going to have to make the first round, they're going to have to give first round buys again. And if they give first round buys again and you didn't play for your conference championship, or you don't have one, then that's possibly 2 games less than 90% of the field. And so realistically, I think they're just trying to figure that part out. And which, shoot, you know as well as I do, the NCAA, I don't know if they can figure out anything, because they've got a mess in the NIL, they've got a mess in the transfer portal, and now they got a mess in trying to figure out how many games they're going to play and whether or not they're going to extend it. So I don't know. I really don't know.
They should have never signed. They should have never done the IL. They should have just left the college IL alone. They should have just left the college football players alone. And they should have left the college basketball players left them up. Because I don't like the expansion on any of those two fronts.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the middle with it, Mike. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm kind of in the middle on it. I want the best team to win. That's all I want to do. So if that, but you know as well as I do, the NCAA is about one thing and one thing only, and that is making money. That's making money.
And the I gotta go one step further with you. The contracts for the networks that carry the college sports stuff is ridiculous you look at Fox, you look at ESPN Radio, you look at, you look at ESPN TV, and you look at, whenever I have the Big Ten networks, they want to expand their coverage to include all the kids, and CBS, NBC, and ABC want to make a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, you're right, and that is what it's about. It's they're bringing up different ways to bring in revenue. So with that being said, I mean, we're kind of at their mercy right now. But Mike, we appreciate your calling, my friend. I want you to have a great weekend, buddy.
Hey, I'll talk to you Monday, ball.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Just want to give out 2 traffic alerts. We got 2 accidents on 77 South and 77 North at Edwards and 368. So just take it slower. I know it's a lot of rain. I'm looking at the weather radar right now. You didn't realize that Paul Wilson could change into Mr. Weatherman right now, but either way, it's some heavy rain about to start coming through Panama City. So just slow down a little bit and take your time. We are joined now with Taylor Devers of Chop Chat Norvell Central. Taylor, how are you doing today, my friend?
Doing great, man.
Well, Taylor, I know we normally talk to you about the Florida State Seminoles, and is there anything else? I know a lot of people. We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago about talking about Ashton Daniels. How do you feel like the people is accepting him? Because I've been reading, some of the chat boards and just checking them out about the Seminoles. Do you feel like everybody is kind of being like, well, you know what, Norvell, if you're going to call the plays and you already got your quarterback, then we're just going to have to roll with it and see what happens. You think that's the kind of mentality, or do you think people are like still aggravated and like, well, why don't you give Kevin Sperry a shot?
Oh, yeah, they're very aggravated that Kevin Sperry did not get a shot, because you've seen the last couple of years of the transfer quarterbacks. They have not worked.
Yeah.
And Norvell is basically on his way out unless he has an 8 to 9 win season. And fans are just like, you know what? If we got to suffer through this again, the administration basically gave us another year of this. I either wanted to succeed or I wanted to crash and burn with Ashton Daniels and start fresh, and whoever the new coach is, start into a new era. But right now it just seems like it's just very dull at Florida State. We just got a quarterback prospect that committed over to Notre Dame from Vero Beach in Florida, and it's a guy that Florida State's been on for quite some time. And you're looking at these guys in the transfer portal that keep coming to Florida State to be starters, and they're taking over guys like Kevin Sperry that aren't even playing. He's a homegrown guy. I wouldn't even blame him for not coming. So that's kind of the situation Florida State's in right now.
Do you think that's the mentality that everybody's got right now as far as with it? Because it's crazy to even think that you're kind of like in a coach in waiting type deal. Like, who's the guy going to be? Because, if they make a big splash and grab somebody that's, known nationally and not some coordinator that, they're giving him their first head coaching job or something like that, you would think that would be affecting it. I know that he's still getting some of the college kids that come. I've seen some of the signings or commitments that have come. But do you feel like that's really like the hindrance of knowing, I don't even know if Norvell's going to be here, and he's recruiting me, but I don't even know if he's going to be there, because they are not dumb. They know exactly what's going on online.
Yeah, there's a lot of class of 25 kids that are sophomores this year or even redshirt freshmen. And then you got some 26 kids that are going to be impactful this year. And maybe you can look at that as like a 27 recruit or even a 28 recruit and say, I want to come here to Florida State to play early. But, reality is he should have done this a long time ago. And this comes back to, again, player acquisition, not being able to get those guys in, especially in the trenches. It just seems like when you're looking at guys like that want to come to your program, you want to have success. But Florida State's had 6 losing seasons in 8 years. It's not really much to talk about.
Let me ask you this. This is kind of a question that, last time I didn't get a chance just because we were so busy and crunched with time. Yeah. The alumni, the famous alumni that played football, like, where are they? It would seem like you would try to grab all of those guys and pull them in and kind of try to, circle the wagon a little bit, make everybody feel a little bit better. Grab these guys that want to do something special for the national championship teams. Do something special for Coach Bobby Bowden, like bring some traditional stuff back to the program to maybe kind of get everybody kind of back together, because it does seem like we're just rolling the dice here and everybody's just kind of going scattered.
I agree. I mean, I think you saw Jameis come a couple weeks ago with his brother because he is, a summer enrollee, and he basically didn't get a chance to visit during the recruiting process, so he was able to do that during the spring. But, I mean, if he didn't have that, who's to say Jameis was even going to come? I know Jameis said, he pays about $1 million to the school and their budgeting and being able to help them out, and doesn't really specify where to put the money at, but is able to kind of donate to the school, and that's great and all. But who else is coming to Florida State to do that? Who else is really buying into this, basically vision that Mike Norvell has? Dalvin Cook's come a couple of times, and there's been a lot of great players in this program, but it just doesn't seem like the buy-in, the investment, the energy. I mean, I've never seen an off-season where so many fans are so not bought into a program. And you thought last year was bad at 2-10 and 5-7. Now you're coming into another losing season where fans are like, we're tired of hearing about it.
Wow. Have you noticed are people canceling their season tickets, or are they going up? Are the tickets kind of going down so that they can afford them, or how's that going?
Yeah. Crazy part is my season ticket window is actually on Tuesday, and it has actually been, from what I've heard, it's been a 90% return rate, which is crazy.
Wow.
I understand that, that number may be a little skewed because I do think that some fans are holding out hope that maybe there's another head coach next year. If you do order season tickets, and I don't know, for those who don't know, if you order your season ticket to wherever you're at, if you're in Section 37, next year you get to keep Section 37 unless you want to change it to a different section. So you're able to lock in that section. So maybe that's what fans are doing, and they're just kind of banking it that way. But we'll definitely see if maybe they go after a Brian Hartline from South Florida. If he does well in his first year, maybe that might be an attainable and cheaper option for Florida State to go after.
Wow, that's crazy just to even think about it, that he would be, somebody that they would go after. And, really, it would take something like that, former player, as far as an NFL player, former national champion with Ohio State, and then bring in, the flair of that. And I'm sure he would bring back all the old players and all the, you know what I mean? That'd be definitely something.
Yeah.
So that might be, where everybody's mind is. And it just stinks because, as well as I do, then that means that everybody would be kind of checked out for this season, and that's not good.
No, it's definitely not. I think this roster has a lot of talent. I think there's a couple of positions that you really look at and you're like, man, this position's better than last year. But the offensive line is not as good as it was last year. The defensive line has its struggles. That's the whole trenches. Your quarterback is still probably the same in terms of production and caliber. And then your wide receivers are great, but if you don't have a quarterback to throw the ball, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's the problem. And it is a – even look at what Texas Tech is going through with Sorensby not being able to play, and then, having DJ, and then, it kind of makes you gun shy because you're like, oh my gosh, we brought Tommy Castellanos and DJ, and now we got Ashton Daniels. Like, gosh, are we going to, really swing and miss 3 times in a row, or are we going to catch lightning in a bottle with a style of Trinidad Chambliss or something like that? But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, me and Taylor will dive into some more college football, and then we'll even get into some of these Atlanta Braves. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Versus Detroit, Matt Olson and the Atlanta Braves walked it off.
Deep right field, to the wall, and it's gone!
Now the Bravos pack their bags and heading out west. First stop tonight at Colorado. Airtime 6:25, first pitch 7:40. Right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Do you bathroom map your city? Know exactly where the restroom is in every store just in case you have a sudden urge? Stop mapping and start living. It's time to meet Emsella. Emsella is an FDA-approved chair that uses electromagnetic energy to strengthen your pelvic floor. One 28-minute session is equivalent to 12,000 Kegels, and 95% of patients report a better quality of life. Call Thrive Alternative Medicine, 850-655-7090, 850-655-7090 for the Emsella chair.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Speed on the bases, power at the plate, Gold Glove defense across the diamond. The Stars of Atlanta are ready to take the field.
Punched out towards third, backhanded and fouled around by Riley. Long throw. Oh! What a play by Riley!
Tonight, the Braves head west for a huge road trip, starting with a trip to Coors Field in Denver to take on the Colorado Rockies. Braves Radio goes on the air at 7:25 Eastern, 6:25 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
Some people say our opinions are toxic. We say they're just a little terminal. The Sports Blitz.
This malpractice committee has received a few complaints against you.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Tonight, the Braves play the Colorado Rockies. 6:25 is the coverage time. 7:40 is first pitch. Don't forget the Braves are sponsored on the Gulf Coast right here by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories. You can always find us right here at 104.3 ESPN. Make sure you slow down today. It's a little slippery out there. Had some wrecks earlier. Y'all make sure you're being careful. Judge your stopping distance a little bit before. Don't want to have any wrecks. But I will say this. If you are involved in a vehicle crash and you need some work done, Recommended Collision Center, 1329 Jenks Avenue in Panama City can get you fixed up. So if you maybe didn't hit your brakes until late, we got a place that you can go and have the bumper fixed and taken care of. Go see Brandon and those guys. They will take care of you. Locally owned and locally operated, and honesty is their number one priority. So go see them over at Recommended Collision Center on Jenks Avenue. We are talking with Chop Chat Norvell Central, Taylor Devers. You know, Taylor, when we talk about college football and we talk about the landscape of it all, I one of the other callers earlier had called in and was talking about them expanding the playoffs, expanding it to this and that. And I know that Paul Feinbaum yesterday had talked to the SEC commissioner, and he posed a question to him about whether or not they were going to get rid of the SEC championship. Now, you know as well as I do, it's a staple in college football, and it's definitely in the SEC. How do you feel about that? Because I don't know if you saw the interview, and I'll tell you what he said, but I want to know how you feel about it first.
Personally, I don't think it really matters, especially in the SEC championship, because, I mean, let's face it, the last couple of times the SEC champion, let me rephrase that, the SEC contender for that championship still was able to get in.
Yeah.
So, and you hurt yourself more by playing the game. Not to say conference championships don't matter, because I do think they should matter, But it just seems like there's a lot of things going into that, and I just don't think the game really matters as much as it really is.
So Greg Sankey was talking about it, and he said, and, this was my interpretation of what he said. He said is that you will be able – he didn't make it clear that it was going to be done away with because obviously it hasn't been yet, but he said that you will be able to know whether or not you're the champion by these 9-game series or these 9 games that you're going to be playing in the SEC during the year. So it does sound like that they are leaning more towards to getting rid of it. I mean, the SEC makes a lot of money off of that game, I'm sure, with, the butts and seats plus the, all the merchandise and all of that, all of the television rights and that, that thing. But I think I agree with you. I think if it's going to penalize you and playing an extra game, it does penalize you for number one. Number two, what if your star quarterback, what if your best running back, what if your best defensive player or your wide receiver gets hurt, or anybody really that's in the rotation gets hurt because now you're down a man. Now you're down a man that a guy usually gave a break to the star, and the star could get some breaks, and now they don't. So there's a whole plethora of reasons why that extra game would not be good. So I think they'll get it right. I think they'll take their time in it, but I think realistically they're waiting on the expansion of the playoffs, because if they can get rid of that SEC championship, then I believe they will say to the NCAA, you need to make it worth our while because we want more teams in.
Yeah, can I tell you this too? I do not think the March Madness potential expansion is great for the sport.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely terrible. I don't like it. There's already enough blowouts as it is because the NIL era has kind of changed that factor of more upsets, and you're not going to see as many 16-1, 15-2s, 14-3s, all that stuff. You're not going to see that much more. Now, obviously, if you're going to have like a 5 seed that's like a Virginia that doesn't score the basketball very well, obviously you're going to have those upsets because they have limitations offensively. But if you have a well-oiled machine that can know how to score the basketball, usually it's going to be fine for the most part. But it just seems like they're going to try to expand that calendar as far down as they can, and coaches are already having to outwork themselves to try to fit that transfer portal window in everything, and it's going to hurt those playoff teams. And while I love college football, at some point you cannot keep prolonging and waiting weeks on weeks on weeks to finish these playoff games. And it just seems like it's just a big waste of time there in the middle when we could be getting these games over with and trying to get to the real thing of trying to find that champion.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing for me. And it's like I told the caller, all I want is a national champion, a real champion. And adding in basketball makes zero sense because you know as well as I do, they're going to have to give somebody a bye week, a bye round. And then, no 16 seed, no 18 seed, no 19 seed is going to be able to win. And so with that, why would you even do that? I get it. It's a money-making deal. It's grabbing more fan bases. It's allowing, but it's never going to make everybody happy anyway. 64, there's nothing wrong with 64. They made it 68, whatever it is now. And I'm done with it. So I agree with you. And then the football deal, if you make it the 12 best teams in the country, that's fine. I'd be okay with it. If you make it the best 15 teams in the country, I'm fine with it. But if you're going to make it more than 15 and you go 16 or you go, which is crazy, the Big Ten to even think about at 24, why would you allow the Punch and Judy teams in? Like, why would you allow, and I hate to just call them out like that because, they can't compete. We've seen it. There's no way Southern Miss, Tulane, Marshall, those they're not going. James Madison, they're not going to be able to compete, and with these big boys, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't be able to because they don't. They don't even. Their whole roster might be 2 million, and that might be 5 players on the other team that have 2 million evaluations. I mean. Good Lord, there's just no reason for it. But, as well as I do, the NCAA is a business making money, and that's all they're trying to do.
I agree. I just think that the playoff committee, they decided to go from 4 all the way up to 12, not even considering 8. Let's just go to the one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
And I just feel like even 8 could have been a little bit possibly. And I'm not in love with the playoff expanded. I'm not really in love with 12 either, even though I understand it gives you chances and everything. You're starting to get into the factor of the regular season not even really mattering as much.
Yeah.
and it kind of spoils the sport a little bit. So
Yeah.
I wish that it was kind of back into the old days, basically, with the BCS era, but I digress on that.
Yeah, and you got Notre Dame, who's going to get an opportunity to play in it no matter what. So
Ridiculous.
They get to be in there. So let's move over to the Atlanta Braves. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Man, I'm telling you, Braves are going to the playoffs, baby. I don't care how early we are talking. It doesn't matter to me. I am so stoked about this team. And how do you feel about it? Because I am excited. Jeff says it's too early, but I'm still like, man, you know what? I'm almost telling Bone Crusher every day, you got to play my music because I am excited, man, because the Braves are chopping, and they're chopping all the time. And now I get it. I know this is getting you excited about Florida State, but we're talking about the Braves right now. So how do you feel about them Bravos?
Man, it's giving me 2023 vibes again, especially with that offense. Man, it is fantastic. Just having a guy like Matt Olson kind of being that staple on your team, at the power lineup right there. I just feel like, he gives you those 13 extra base hits. He's hitting homers left and right. He's giving you great fielding. It just seems like you got a pitching staff that's back in order, that's healthy, especially starting pitchers-wise. Health is a big factor in this, and you understand, too, that when the Braves had that slow start at the very beginning of last year, they kind of built themselves back up to get back to 500, and then you get hurt once again. You just couldn't catch a break. But now you're seeing these Braves teams really start and score early, and then you're kind of seeing them grind out in the bullpen later on in the game, too.
Yeah, and you got Strider going to be coming back, and which I've never been a big fan, but I hope he comes back to his natural play. I want him back to being good again. You got Sean Murphy coming back. But these new guys, the new guys, I mean, Dubon and Dominique Smith and Yastrzemski and, those guys coming in and providing a little bit of spark. And being able to just be there. And then I think we're watching a star before our eyes in Drake Baldwin, as well as the other guys. And, they're doing all that without Ronald Acuna really killing the baseball. You know what I mean? And once he gets going, man, this Braves lineup could be unstoppable.
Well, that's the thing, too, that he's been on base 18 straight games. Yeah. So even though he's not impacting the plate, he's still able to hit with the best of them. I mean, you saw early in that Tigers series where he was able to get those two doubles and was really productive off the bat. I mean, he's not hitting the homers. He's only got 2 homers on the year. But just having a guy like that understands. Now, Austin Riley is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
I mean, he is 2 for 37 right now. He's got another cold spell. I believe his hitting coach had died recently, so I think that's part of the reason why he is struggling at the plate a little bit more. He's fielding well, but the problem is just he's not seeing it. I mean, a lot of high fastballs he's swinging at. He's chasing a lot of pitches. But speaking of chasing a lot of pitches, too, Michael Harris has been fantastic this year, too, but he's dealing with the quad injury now. Day off today, we'll kind of see where that goes. But the offense just has so many weapons, and nobody even talks about Ozzie Albies that is on a 12-game hitting streak. He's just absolutely incredible right now, and nobody ever even remotely talks about him.
Yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm not going to be able to move and go to my knees and apologize to Mr. Ozzie Albies because I had him on the trading block last year. So I want to formally, in front of everybody, the Lord and everybody, that Ozzie, I apologize. You were right and I was wrong. You deserve to be hitting cleanup on this Atlanta Braves team. This is why I am not the general manager of the Braves, because I would have gotten rid of him over the break, over the offseason, and now he is lighting it up, just like you said. And so I digress on that, Ozzie. So I'm so sorry that I did that. But, I mean, honestly, I'm shocked. I really am shocked. To me, I knew Olsen had the potential. I knew what Baldwin could do based off his rookie season. I knew that Acuna is going to be Acuna. He's going to find a way. But I really am shocked about Ozzie. I did not think I thought he was over the hill. I thought he had done past, and I thought he would be just like Ozuna. Now, I was right about Ozuna. With him going over to the Pirates, he's not doing very well. Yeah. But, I was wrong about Ozzie. And so with that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do like the way that Walt's kind of constructing that lineup, though, especially tonight with Quintana pitching on the mound, being a lefty. he's putting him Osby at the third spot in the lineup, and he's doing it to righties. He's putting him at the sixth spot. So I really like that factor of being able to, be at third and at sixth in different spots in the lineup. He's not kind of keeping him in the same spot, having a lull. I just think it's a big factor for him, and I think confidence is a big key for him too, especially in, I guess you could say, a contract year almost for him. I think he's going to get that extension specifically just because of how he's played early in the year. He's just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure. Well, Taylor, we are going to say goodbye today. We appreciate you so much for coming on, man, and we'll stay in touch. And, if anything comes up with the Seminoles, and definitely we'll be talking about the Braves. So thank you so much. Taylor Devers, everybody, go see him on Chop Chat Norvell Central, and like, comment, subscribe, and read some of his articles because he does a good job. Thanks so much, Taylor.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. When we come back, we are going to have the play-by-play, Chris Blair from the LSU Tigers, to tell us what Lane Kiffin's up to. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Neat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah, let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A likelihood of thunderstorms and light showers tonight with a gentle breeze around 11 miles per hour out of the east-northeast and temps near 64. Tomorrow morning we will have a possibility of thunderstorms and light rain and be cool at 65. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy in the afternoon and evening and a high 68. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
Ready to break free from the ordinary? Find your next escape in a new 2026 Kia Sportage from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia, now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months and a 90-day payment deferral on the purchase of a new 2026 Kia Sportage. There's never been a better time to drive and picture home. The Sportage delivers bold style, impressive versatility, and a refined interior built for whatever the road takes you to. From daily drives to weekend getaways, stay connected and confident every mile. The road is yours. And remember, Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile powertrain warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com.
Offer from Kia Finance America on the purchase of a new 2026 Kia Sportage with $20.83 per month per $1,000 financed in 48 months. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers valid through 5/4/26.
WGSX New Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Versus Detroit, Matt Olson and the Atlanta Braves walked it off.
Deep right field, to the wall, and it's gone!
Now the Bravos pack their bags and heading out west. First stop tonight at Colorado. Airtime 6:25, first pitch 7:40. Right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, Local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves play tonight in Colorado against the Rockies. 6:25 is the start of the coverage. First pitch is at 7:40. Don't forget the Braves on the Gulf Coast is sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so pumped up today because we have on the line now Chris Blair, the play-by-play for the LSU Tigers. Chris, it's been a while, my friend. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Paul. Great. Headed into a great weekend. A lot of rain and storms here in Baton Rouge, so baseball get pushed back a day, but we'll get 2 in tomorrow, 1 on Sunday, and that means I get to go to dinner tonight with the family.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. You know, people don't realize the sacrifices that you have to your family whenever you're doing this kind of work, and I know this is going to be great. So we will not keep you long, so we'll hold you for only about 10 minutes. We've got a lot of people calling in, talking about it. What is going on in Baton Rouge with the football program? How is everything going with Kiffin's first year there? And how is the quarterback room? How is all of the stuff? Everybody, I know I've seen a lot of him on social media. He's still being the same guy that he was at Ole Miss. And so how's it going? How is spring for the LSU Tigers?
Yeah, I think all accounts, really good spring. I mean, obviously, when you bring in a new coach, regardless of who it is, there's going to be some major foundation changes and things that, you don't see, you don't notice internally. And a lot of times coaches will tell you that's like turning around an aircraft carrier, hard to do on a dime.
Yeah.
So that's, a lot of that's been done since, late December, early January. But as far as the football itself goes, got a chance to go see the guys a couple of afternoons, spirited group. It's a very one of the things I noticed, and I think anybody who has been to any LSU football practice certainly noticed this spring, is the fact that it's very, very well organized. There's not a wasted moment. There's not a wasted blade of grass in a pretty nice practice facility, both inside and out for LSU. I mean, every field, every opportunity. There's not guys just standing around. So I love the efficiency of it. But, from a standpoint of the actual players, X's and O's, I mean, a number of guys we didn't see. Obviously, the quarterback room is very talented. But the prize transfer, had to shut it down. He was coming off an injury. So he decided to, again, make sure he was healthy, which is the right move to make. But I think they're going to be fine there. I think offensively, from a skill position player standpoint, LSU is, once again, not lacking for talent. It'll all come down to ultimately with what they have on the offensive and defensive lines.
Well, and that's the biggest thing. Like when you have a guy like Lane Kiffin coming in that knows what he's doing, learned from the best. His dad was great. All of those things were great. So when you look at them and see how they are, that's something that's to be expected. Let me ask you this. As far as some of the names that are new transfers or maybe even some kids that are new to the team, maybe coming in from high school, who's some names that we should be looking out for? Because, obviously he got some very, very talented players to come in.
Yeah, well, I think you had a good core of returners. Don't forget about some of the guys that played a year ago, especially at the wide receiver and that crossover tight end position. Again, when you look at skilled players, LSU is going to be able to attract them, whether they're true freshmen or whether they're coming out of the transfer portal, just simply because, guys who are coming up looking for places to go and where they can develop themselves, all they got to do is turn on a NFL game and they'll see plenty of skilled players for LSU. So that's not a huge concern. I think more importantly, as I said earlier, I think it's going to come to the defensive line and offensive line. Because anybody who plays week to week in the SEC knows that you can have all the great talent, skill in the world, but if you can't hold the line, you're not going to have a lot of success. And frankly, that's been LSU's problem over the last 2 to 3 seasons, was really lack of talent, size, and skill and experience up front. That's why they had the inability to, have a consistent run game, and that's almost unheard of at LSU when you look back at some of the great running backs. And again, some of the running backs will have to improve their play as well, but it's hard to run into a brick wall. But, there were a lot of guys out, frankly, in spring ball. We'll get a better idea once we get to fall camp. But there's a number of names. It starts with a quarterback. I mean, if you're gonna bring a guy in like Lane Kiffin did, as I said, you shut him down for the spring, but you kind of know the skill set you're getting. You can go back and look at his time at his previous stop, and you realize that, one thing I have learned being around Coach Kiffin and the people who have worked with him, I mean, they say there's no question about it from an offensive standpoint. His father was a defensive guru. Lane took the opposite approach. Yeah. He's an offensive guru. So, I mean, again, I think it's going to come down to, getting that front line going, because you're going to have a ton of guys. You've got Green returning as a tight end. You've got a number of the running backs returning. It's going to be what can they find up front to get the job done.
And you know as well as I do, he knows what he's got to do to play in the SEC. He's going to play against a lot of the same teams that he played against at Ole Miss and even some that he faced at Alabama. Moving on to talking about Coach Kiffin and just how he is, he never ceases to amaze me that even during this, what you would even call a dead period, he can still find a way to be in the news. I mean, this guy is a social media warrior. And just just yesterday when he posted, or I think it might have been the day before yesterday, he had posted about, the coach at Ole Miss, Coach Golden, hopes that, he hopes that Coach Golden can beat Kirby in a golf match. Isn't it just so fun to be able to just see how all this is coming to play and how these games are going to be like so intense when they do finally get on the field?
Oh, well, this year especially. I mean, when you look at LSU's schedule, you got to go to Oxford to play Ole Miss. You can pretty much circle that one as the game of the week for the television networks. There's also a reunion tour in Knoxville. LSU will play at Tennessee. They're still awfully salty about the history there between the two parties. But the way I look at it is, and again, I don't have any inside information. I think Coach Kiffin understands that when everybody else is talking about all these other things off the field concern and who's talking smack and who's in Vanity Fair and who's got who many followers, right. Meanwhile, Lane's just going and building a team. And again, the work that they put in is impressive. And that's why I think there's a huge difference from, people saying, does he take the job seriously? Well, all you need to do is go to the football operations building, spend about 30 seconds there, and you'll find out how serious he is about football. So that's how I take it. There's a lot of cloud, there's a lot of noise, but at the end of the day, he's going to come in with a high-powered offense. I know he's going to be in Vanity Fair this summer. He took some photo shots yesterday in the stadium for Vanity Fair. So there's never a lack of interest or news around Coach Kiffin. But, again, the fans are just excited that he's their coach now, not some other teams.
That's exactly right, and I'm excited about it. And, I appreciate you coming on, and, I value your time. And, I hope you have a great dinner with your family, and hopefully LSU baseball team can get back in the win column and get back going, because it's been a little struggle this year.
Yeah, they're looking, with 10 games remaining, they're looking to win, maybe having to win about 9 of those, which is a pretty tall order. But, looking forward to it, man. Thanks for having me on. Always appreciate the work you guys do to promote the Tigers over there on the Gulf Coast, and we'd love to talk with you once we get back to fall camp. Once we start late July and early August, we'll be there every day. So give me a ring. We'll talk about it's what I tell people all the time. Recruiting, I'm not so big in. Transfer portal, I'm not so big in. Till they show up at Tiger Stadium and do something on the field, it's all talk and hyperbole. So I'll have a better idea of what these guys are going to look like when we get to August.
That sounds fantastic. Chris, well, hope you have a great weekend and a great night with your family. Thanks so much for coming on. Have a good night, my friend.
You do the same, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Chris Blair from LSU. We appreciate that. Bone Crusher, when you start talking about how Lane Kiffin has really made this whole thing. I mean, the whole last year of football season, we talked more about Lane Kiffin than we did about the games for the most part. And then now you got an off time. He's going to do a Vanity Fair shoot. He's already digging at the Ole Miss coach, Coach Goldman, his former defensive coordinator, talking about, I hope you can beat Kirby in golf, meaning his whole preface behind it is that you're not so Mr. caught up in football that you're not out on the golf links playing golf, kind of like what Hugh Freeze was doing at Auburn. They were saying he was playing too much golf instead of working on his offense or working on the Auburn Tigers. And so realistically, Lane Kiffin knows how. It's like he knows what he's doing, and then he knows how to go on social media and manipulate that too to make it to where LSU is always in the news and is always a story. I mean, we're in the middle of a dead time right now, realistically, for football. I mean, there's some things going on, and all these coaches are out. Just like the other day, Coach Saban and Coach DeBoer, they're over there at the Regions Bank National Pro-Am, playing golf together and having a good time, not focusing on football, but doing it for the fans, doing it for the community and all that kind of stuff. But here it is, Lane Kiffin going to be doing a Vanity Fair shoot with a white T-shirt on, doing hot yoga in Tiger Stadium. I mean, this guy is a attraction to watch.
When that magazine hits a newsstand, Jeff is going to be first in line.
Oh, he's going to be first in line. He's going to be begging Kiffin on Instagram to can he send it to him for a signed copy? That's his coach. Jeff will be joining us after this break. I want to talk about come May the 6th, which next week we're going to be having the Auburn head football coach, Coach Golish. He's going to be coming on, and we're going to be talking about their football program, and I'm excited about that. So that's just a little programming note for May the 6th. I want everybody to put that on your calendars. And then last night, I want to talk about this for a moment. Last night I was invited to be a guest host on the Buddy Martin Show at 8 o'clock. And craziest thing ever, we got to talk with the 4-time Super Bowl champ, Mr. Terry Bradshaw. And this was just a fantastic, and the stories and the stuff, the knowledge, the wisdom, the stuff that he was talking about on that podcast last night was just fantastic. I'm going to be taking some clips from there, and I'm going to be sharing it very soon. But it was very fun to hear him, and he's a great guy. He really enjoys talking with people. And one thing about him, he treated me like he had known me for years, and that's something that you don't get, because I've met a lot of celebrities in my past, and I've been around a lot of celebrities, and that's not always the case. But he was just so down to earth, and he was just very friendly. And one of the things he said is always shake people's hands. Obviously, wherever you go, whatever you do, look people in the eye, tell them thank you, shake their hand. Be nice. You're only there because of these fans, because realistically the fans buy the tickets, the fans buy the merchandise. And we talked about his rookie card, and I know we have PCB Hobby, and I know we have instant replay sports cards, and so I got an opportunity to ask him a sports card question. And so Monday I'm going to talk with Brian about that, and then on Wednesday I'm going to talk to Aaron about it. And the one thing is that his rookie card, they asked him how much did he think that his rookie card has sold for. Like, what's his most expensive card? And he said $80. And the guy's like, nope. And he was like, $800? Nope. $8,000? And he said, nope. Ooh. Do you know that Terry Bradshaw's rookie card has recently, the most recent sale on his rookie card in a 10 PSA, which that it's a perfect card, basically.
Okay.
$480,000. And so what's so crazy about all of that is that I told him about it. I told him I saw the video. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. And I said, Terry, how in the world could you think your card would be 80? And he was like, well, I am the first TB, but let's just be honest. Tom Brady's the one everybody knows. And he said his card sold for like $1.4 million. He said, and then you got Peyton Manning's cards sell for all these number of, hundreds of thousands of whatever. She said, so I just thought, who's going to want to buy my card? $80 is probably a good deal. But he said, Paul, and he had his wife there. His wife was sitting on the couch or something because he was in his living room. And he said, Paul, about 10 minutes later after we had talked about it, he said, Paul, here's my rookie cards that I told you about. And I'm not kidding. He had probably 200 cards in this bag. And
$100 million worth
of cards in a bag that he had inside of his drawer. He said it was in my he called it his bedside drawer or one of his drawers or whatever. And I just couldn't believe it. He said, look at this. And he said, if we start doing the math, he said, Paul, we could almost be billionaires. He just thought that was so funny, and I did too. And I was just thinking, wow, But just to get back to the interview, it was just such a cool thing, and we talked about some stuff, and which I'm gonna have Jeff. He's gonna be calling in here soon, and we're gonna talk about it because I did ask him a question about the college football, the NIL, and also we talked about how the quarterback position has fallen off from college to the NFL. And I'm going to share with you after the break exactly what he said. So either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we'll have Jeffrey on the line. I think Nate's going to call in. And we're also going to talk about my interview last night with the one and only Terry Bradshaw. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say,
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Friday. A likelihood of thunderstorms and light showers tonight with a gentle breeze around 11 miles per hour out of the east-northeast and temps near 64. Tomorrow morning we will have a possibility of thunderstorms and light rain and be cool at 65. Possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy in the afternoon and evening and a high 68. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Speed on the bases, power at the plate, Gold Glove defense across the diamond. The Stars of Atlanta are ready to take the field.
Punched out towards third, backhanded and fouled ground by Riley. Long throw. Oh! What a play by Riley!
Tonight, the Braves head west for a huge road trip, starting with a trip to Coors Field in Denver to take on the Colorado Rockies. Braves Radio goes on the air at 7:25 Eastern, 6:25 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the new Sports Blitz. Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290. The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight travel to Colorado to play those dirty, rotten Rockies. Coverage starts at 6:25 and the first pitch is at 7:40. Don't forget the Braves are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories right here at 104.3 ESPN, your spot for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. Don't forget, next week we will be starting a Ferrucci's Feast. This is your chance to win true Italian flavor starting Monday, May the 4th. Listen to the Coach James Hale Show in the morning at 8:15 and the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 5:15. When you hear the cue to call, be caller 10, and you could grab yourself a $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Ristorante in downtown Panama City, where anniversaries are celebrated and love stories begin. Did that sound better? Was that pretty good? Okay, good. Awesome. Well, either way, we got Jeffrey on the line. Jeffrey, how are you doing today, my friend?
Doing real good.
Man, you are a world traveler. You know what? Stop with the LSU mess. Stop with the Big Ten mess. It's going to be world traveler Jeffrey from this day forward. I mean, you do come from the place where they had the Louisiana Purchase. So, I mean, that's just what we're going to do. We're going to call you an explorer. How's that going?
That is going great. Yeah, Louisiana Purchase was yesterday. You know, there was an anniversary yesterday, right?
I know. That's why I said it, man. I'm smart. I keep up.
Yeah.
Man,
doubled the size of the United States.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you this. It's raining here, and it's very slick. And so if you guys are out traveling, just make sure y'all are being careful. I know we didn't get to talk last night because the interview was late, but I wanted to share with you some of the things that me and Terry Bradshaw talked about, and I want to get your opinion about what he said. So I asked him the question about how that I asked about how the transfer portal and the NIL is affecting the specific quarterback position, and whether or not we're seeing quarterbacks that are coming in that are not ready, and then we find out later that they're not ready because they haven't, played enough football because they went from team to team and not been developed. And if that's, really bad for football, specifically the quarterback position. And, his answer was they need to transfer one time. You get one transfer, and then he said after that, he said, I'm all for them making money. But one thing he did say that kind of shocked me is he said that no matter what they do with the money, they were always getting money. He said, so it was never going to not get money. He said, but, he does think they need to cap it. He said, but even if you cap it, the colleges are going to cheat anyway. So, and then he did go into the second part of the question about the development. He said he'd rather draft a person that's been at the third or their school for 3 years at least, if not 4. And he said, that's just his opinion. And then he said that, if he would have been, in this year's draft and selected number 1 and had the first year with the Steelers like he had, he said they probably would have gotten rid of me right off the bat because I had 25 interceptions. And he said, I am thankful that Peyton broke that record. He said, but he's a Manning, and there's no way that they would have let go of him. So what do you think about that? How does that make you feel? Because you've kind of agreed with that, and it's been kind of what you've said all along.
I don't know. It's hard to throw it all in one bucket because the thinking that I have is that if you played at 2 different teams and you started for 2 different teams, that means that at least 2 different people believe in you and see that there's talent in the eye of the beholder right there. And it says that you've succeeded under 2 different programs with two different sets of play sets, and you can learn two different sets of offensive schemes. So Jaden Daniels was a success at Arizona State, and he was a super success at LSU. I mean, we went to SEC title game his first year, his only year at LSU.
Yep.
And then you have a Sam Leavitt that could possibly do the same thing. Now, if I have somebody who was like Sorsby at Cincinnati, played 2 years, same university, and has never proven himself at any other place, who do you think I'm going to be picking? Somebody who can learn two different programs and two different playbooks and been successful at both, one, or somebody who just got a flash in the pan at one place?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, that's it is kind of, you know, an evaluation deal. You know, he thought very highly of Tua. He brought up Tua Tagovailoa, and he was just like, you know, I think, you know, he's done well, and he was a starter at Alabama for the 1 year, but he stayed there. And the one thing I will say this, the one kid that he really he can't believe how much money Arch Manning's making. He can't. He's like, man, I can't believe how much he's making. But he said, I like him. And the reason why he said I like him is he said because Quinn Ewers was the starter, and he could have gotten as much money as he wanted to leave that next year, but he stayed. And he was like, to me, that's what I like about Arch Manning. He said, now, he didn't play very good in the first game. He said, I watched him play at Ohio State, and he didn't look very good. He said, but as the season got on, you see him grow and grow and mature and mature. And he said, now I like him, and I think he's going to be great. I think he's a baller. But he said he stayed. And, you know, he did bring up Quinn Ewers, and he said, you know, he really thinks it's unfortunate that the Dolphins did not give him a real fair chance to earn that starting spot before bringing in Malik Willis.
And what did I say about Quinn Ewers this upcoming year?
Yeah.
If he's starter after week 5.
Yeah, you've said
that's
it.
What I think. I think Quinn Ewers is a real deal.
Yeah, he does,
too. To be honest with you, I don't think that Arch Manning's going to be the Heisman this upcoming year.
Yeah.
You can write it down.
Yeah, well, we'll write that down because, I mean, with Sark and then the players and playmakers that he's going to have around him outside of an injury, I don't know, unless they just can't block or he digresses, because he did get into a place to where he was looking really good. I mean, they were getting scary right there at the end that if they would have somehow, some way bumped Alabama out or bumped one of those teams that were on the cusp, maybe a Miami, I think Texas would have made some, you know, I think they could have made some noise in that playoff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are we maybe 16 teams probably next year in the college football playoffs?
I don't think so. I think they're going to stay with what they got. I think 2027 will be. Probably it could go that way, or it could, because they're having a problem. Greg Sankey talked to Paul Feinbaum yesterday, and I told Taylor this earlier. They're trying to figure out what it sounds like. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the conference championships, because if they do extend it like that, you're going to have bye weeks, and if you don't play in the conference championship, you'll have a longer or an opportunity to have two less games than everybody else. And so that would seem like that would be an advantage. So I think they're trying to figure out the conference championships, get that fixed, and then they'll expand the playoffs. So if you hear them getting rid of those things, then you'll see the expansion coming soon.
Yeah.
But let's roll over into something else. Man, listen, I don't know where you are right now, but you can stand up. And you can don't take your shirt off, but you can stand up and you can beat your chest like Donkey Kong, because you were right. Jeffrey, I give all the props to you. You were right. I was wrong. Your Minnesota Timberwolves, we're going to call you Minnesota Jeff for today. Minnesota Timberwolves clinched last night, beat Joker and the Denver Nuggets. And I'm just going to tell you, man, that to me, without Ant-Man, without Ant-Man. I can't believe it. I mean, kudos to them. Kudos to you. How did you do it? How did you figure it out? Was it just a hunch or what? Like, give us the insight on it, Jeffrey.
I thought the matchup was really well for the Timberwolves, and I just felt like when I looked at, all the seedings and everything and all the teams, and I thought about it, and I was like, I really don't think that the Rockets can knock off the Lakers, but then I knew the Lakers were a bit beat up, and I said, I've got to pick one upset. And I just felt like it had to be a 5 over a 4 or a 6 over a 3. I didn't think the 7s had enough to get it done. And I just said, that's my game right there. I got T-Wolves. They're younger. I think that they have more weapons. In the Nuggets, I just felt like it was going to be like a Bucks over again. You know how the Milwaukee Bucks, they won that title and they just haven't been able to get back?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen to Denver. And I just saw all the weapons that Minnesota had, and they're missing 3 players now, and 2 of them are major big contributors to it. And now, was I surprised that it happened in Game 6 like it did? Yeah, I was very surprised that it happened like that. I, even just so much as I was right on that, I was super wrong on the Hawks trying to hold off the Knicks last night.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
God.
Yeah, that was a terrible. We'll talk about that in just a second. But if you look at it,
if you had one upset to pick in this first round, and it wasn't the T-Wolves, it couldn't have been the Rockets over Lakers, right?
Right.
It was not, because you were all on the Lakers.
Yep.
So you look to the other side, and you're like, Raptors over Cavs? No,
Nope.
ain't happening. Yep, because you were discounting the Raptors big time.
Yep.
And then who else do you have? I mean, the Celtics are playing the 76ers. That's about the only other way you can go with an upset in the first round.
I mean, I have the Magic. Hopefully, they will be able to do it tonight. That's the hope.
That is wild.
I hope they can. But if you look at this,
certainly hope so.
If you look at this Minnesota team, though, I mean, you got McDaniel scoring 32, you got Shannon scoring 24, and you got Julius Randle, who I thought was going to be the only way they were going to win is if Julius Randle went off, and he scored 18 points. But it was a total team effort. Reed had 15, and Gobert had 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. So, I mean, we talk about Joker being such this triple-double machine, in which we'll talk about his stats in a minute, but what about Rudy Gobert? Rudy Gobert actually played Joker as probably as good as anybody's ever played. Now, Joker did have 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists, so he almost had a triple-double. So, I mean, I get it. The man is a triple-double machine. We talked about it yesterday. But Gobert was just a menace. I mean, he just made every shot hard for Joker. Let me ask you this part about it all. Do you think it's time for the Denver Nuggets to blow this thing up? Because Jamal Murray, 12 points. I mean, Hardaway Jr., 13 points. And that's it. Everybody, I mean, Johnson, he had 27. But, I mean, those guys – is it time to is it time to blow it up? I mean, are we going to see a rebuild with the Nuggets, or are they going to try to grab somebody?
I think they're going to try and grab somebody in that draft. They're going to need at least a 4th or a 5th pick, or even just like if they had a 6th man come in and just, refurbish while one of their guys sits. To be honest with you, what we're seeing now is we're seeing teams with 5 players that try and play the whole game, and it's just not even feasible that these guys get run down at some point, because you're 82 games into the season after the regular season if you play all these games, and then you're another 6 games in. That's 88 games. Don't ask me to run up and down the court like that, because I can't do it any longer.
Yeah, well, and really what happened last night is they lost the game in the second quarter. I mean, they outscored the Nuggets 28-20. And that put them 9 or 7 points behind. And then they just basically scored 24 and 25, which is the same. And then the Nuggets, the Minnesota outscored them 28-24 to get the 4-point lead. But, I mean, gosh, a 12-point lead in a 6 game against a former NBA championship team that some of these guys have won an NBA championship, I think you're exactly right. The comparison to the Milwaukee Bucks is so true. It's just like what they're talking about with the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are they didn't even make the playoffs, so they're definitely going to be moving on from their superstar, the Greek Freak. But I just wonder if somebody's going to come in and try to either, I could see Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns maybe coming over on a blockbuster deal, getting him and Joker together. Because Joker, as much as he's, what a lot of people call the best player in basketball, he is getting a little bit older. And, I mean, father time comes to everybody. And so his time is now. And if they don't surround him with better players, better perimeter scorers, I could see him being very frustrating and leaving early because he does have other things that he does in life. I mean, I know he's a horse racer and all of that. So, I mean, if they don't do something quick to get him some more help, I could see Joker not being here for the next, maybe 5 years, and he might be done.
This is definitely one of the best starts of a playoffs that I've seen in recent history. And I'm not just talking about Wemby. I think that this playoffs has so much potential, and to even think that it's not even involving Curry is unreal.
Yeah. I mean, it's still involving LeBron. We can't leave out LeBron and the Lakers. I mean, when you look at what he's done really good, man. I'm not a big fan. I know tonight they play again for game number 6, and it's a good chance for them to keep it going. But I'm just saying, like, LeBron, he's held them at bay. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like he's waiting on Luka. And it's like, man, is he going to get this game done? Is he going to be able to – I mean, because the guy – Austin Reeves came back, and, he's not looking great. And with that, like, it's on LeBron's shoulders to be able to carry this team. Now, last game they had, the Rockets won 99-93. And the thing is that LeBron, he scored 25 points. But the problem, what I believe, is he played 39 minutes. Do you think at his age he's going to be able to keep this going? Because, I mean, these are long series. These are, like we learned on Monday, it's not a 5-game series anymore. It's 7 games. And a lot of times these games are going to go actually to the 7th game, and you're going to need everybody to be, as healthy and as fresh and solid as they can be. So what do you think? You think LeBron's got one more win in him to salvage this season for Luka to get back to that second round?
Yes, but I think they're going to be in trouble with the Thunder next round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's true. Luke Kennard, he was a awesome player in the first round, in the first couple of games. But, I mean, the game last night or Wednesday, he scored 1 point, like, in 31 minutes. Like, can you be an NBA player and score 1 point in 31 minutes? Like, the game is geared towards offensive players. So I just don't know. I don't get it. I mean, Austin Reeves, he did score 22, but he was 4 of 16 from the field and 2 from 8 from three-point line. So, I mean, he's a little rusty. But, man, if they have any chance, it's going to be LeBron James. I mean, he was 9 of 20, but he was 0 for 6 from the three-point line. So LeBron's got to hit some three-pointers. And they still only lost by 6 points. So Luke Kennard scored 1 point. Austin Reeves was horrid from a percentage perspective, and then LeBron didn't even make a three-pointer, and they only lost by 6 points. So I think LeBron and them might close it out tonight. What do you think?
Well, I think they will, but it's at Houston, and that's what's going to be even more oppressive, that, the way the Lakers do it on the road like that. Let me give you what do you think is the hardest? Let me go ahead and tell you what's the hardest game to predict. There's only one game tomorrow. It's Celtics 76ers at 6:30.
Yeah.
Do you think the 76ers can pull off that?
I don't know. I don't see it. But I'll be honest with you, man. Maxey is a star. And, if he can wield his team to victory right here, then we are going to have to start putting his name out there a little bit more. I mean, the kid's from Kentucky. He's done all the stuff, and he's turned into their best player. And so if he does, then absolutely Tyrese Maxey is going to be a whole or a household name. And I mean, that's just I think they can. I mean, because he's young and he can shoot it and he can get hot just like anybody else. But either way, we're going to go ahead and go to our next break. When we come back, we'll finish this off and talk about that horrible game last night. Woo! The Knicks put it on them. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
It weighed 827 pounds.
And for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
Speed on the bases, power at the plate, Gold Glove defense across the diamond. The Stars of Atlanta are ready to take the field.
Punched out towards third, backhanded and fouled around by Riley. Long throw. Oh! What a play by Riley!
Tonight, the Braves head west for a huge road trip, starting with a trip to Coors Field in Denver to take on the Colorado Rockies. Braves Radio goes on the air at 7:25 Eastern, 6:25 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
The phone lines are open, the opinions are flowing, and the arguments are just getting started.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities. With just one loss, they can sneak in there. They're playing championship football.
The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is back, and we're putting you in the game.
He has not turned the ball over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight, 6:25 coverage, 7:40 first pitch. The Braves are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories. As always, on this place here in the Gulf Coast, 104.3 is your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget you can call in, you can text in on the line. 850-215-6290 is your spot to do that. We're going to go straight to the line. We got Nate on the line. Nate, how are you today, my friend?
Well, other than calling in traffic problems on 77 to Bone Crusher earlier.
Yeah, you're our local. You're helping me give everybody the peace of mind about what's going on with traffic.
Traffic Trooper Nate.
Yes, that sounds great.
Whatever.
Traffic Trooper Nate,
We're up
the
here
great.
in the helicopter, and I'm over the scene. No, I'm telling you right now, man, it is bad out here. It's going to get worse tomorrow when you got all those wet leathered bikers trying to get into a bar to get all nice and out of the rain, but whatever. Thunder Beach, yay!
Bring them all. That's right. We like it. Remember, we talked about this. We're already
got
moved
that.
on.
We got money getting spent. That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. We're the NCAA. We're getting money.
So you wanted to talk about the Knicks and how they put it on the Hawks.
Oh yeah, come on.
Why did the Hawks even show up?
Oh man, did they even show up? I mean,
I don't even think they did.
140 to 89. I mean, I'm not great at math, but that's a lot.
They didn't even crack 100.
No.
I mean, So I think what this was the wake-up call to the league that the Knicks are ready for the second round. And that's basically what it was. It's like, we're going to put it on them. We're going to put it on them like double cheeseburgers with bacon and all the fixings, and then we're going to have a side of fries, and we're going to dip the Hawks right into that sauce, and it was gone. I mean, before halftime, they had the first quarter, they had more points in the first half than the Hawks did the entire game, pretty much.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And let me say this before you keep moving on.
Yes, sir.
You must have not eaten dinner yet, because that was a great illustration, because it sounds like you and I both are hungry.
Oh, man, I'm always hungry. I'm Big Nate for a reason.
That's right.
I mean, you don't get to be a 500-pound man and live large. You just got to make it happen.
Well, you got to look at this team, though, man. I mean, Bridges scored his 24. But the problem is Brunson didn't score but 17 points because he didn't have to, because everybody else was in double figures just about. And everybody that was on the roster, that was on the bench last night for the Knicks, scored a point. I mean,
they all got a taste of that burger. Yes,
every one of those players scored something. I think Dawar, he scored 2. Huck Fort, he scored 3. And Alvarado, McBride, they both scored 3 as well. So there you go.
Personally, I really feel that the starters, right, that all averaged over almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
For the game, they could have kicked that back a little bit. They could have given the bench a little more love.
Yeah, I mean, they played 27, 28 minutes.
And they just kept going and going and going.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, for me, I think this is the end of the road. I think the second round is the end of the road for Knicks, because I just don't see the star power. I don't think Jalen Brunson, I think they're going to be able to do what the Hawks did early on, which was attack him defensively, because he's a liability on defense. And I think that's the play. I think that's the play that everybody's going to do in the second round.
Well, I was watching Towns too, and I mean, he had 12 points. Your center has 12 points.
Right.
But he went 10 for 10 from the line.
Yeah, he did.
So he was soaking up fouls, but he made his points, where the bread and butter is. But when you're only 1 for 4, you're shooting 25% from the field.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
Come on,
but,
man.
hey, I will give him this. He had a triple-double last night. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. So there you go.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's like a vegetarian meal for the Knicks. Come on.
I know. Well,
anyway,
that's how I feel.
Now, you were talking earlier about FSU.
Yeah.
And the major problem with FSU is because they're not in the SEC. Had they had the competition other than Miami and Clemson and some of the other teams that are in the ACC, FSU hasn't. They're losing out because the in-state recruits are going to the bigger schools that have more to offer them. Like you were talking about that cat from the quarterback going to Notre Dame. Why do you think he went to Notre Dame?
Yeah, exactly. They were able
because
to
he's
pay
going to
him.
get more. He's going to get more TV time.
Yep.
He's going to be almost guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're guaranteed.
So, why wouldn't a student want to go there?
No, that's it. All right.
I mean, FSU can't compete. So they've either got to really dial in and try to get the NIL back in their favor, which they've lost so much right now. I mean, why throw money? I mean, here's my whole thing: is why throw money at players when you know you're not going to win?
Right. Well, I mean, you got to do something. You've got to try to. Yeah, you do.
Do you really? I mean, you're talking about this coach that nobody really wants.
Yeah, but he's
why
there
pay for the
because
players?
he's there because he still believes in himself. You got to think, to be a Division I college football head football coach, you've got to have an ego that's the size of the room that you're sitting in. You've got to have an ego to believe in yourself, because the guys that don't believe in themselves, you are going to cower when it comes to great decisions. So
And I understand that, but there comes a time when you've got to stop worrying about what everybody else is thinking about you, and look within, and make this team what you want it to be. Now, if you don't get the players that you need or want, that's somebody's fault. But ultimately, it stops at you, the head coach, because The players that want to come to FSU don't have faith in you. So this is your year to prove to everybody in the nation that may want to come and play at FSU, because it's a great school. The tradition there is awesome, right? But they're just in a real doldrum, sports-wise, with the NFL looking at everybody else but them for draft picks. How many draft picks did FSU have?
0.
Yeah. Why?
I don't think it's not because of talent. It's got to be coaching. Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be coaching. So, he's got to write his own. He's got to write his own ticket. You either do it for yourself because nobody else is going to help you.
Wow.
So go out there, find what you can, make players better than what they think they can be. Make them the solid player that they need to be, and then you will see success come your way.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Big Nate out, man. I can't. Have a great weekend, guys.
Hey, man, be careful. Have a great weekend. Always thankful for your calls. Jeffrey, what do you think about what he was saying? Florida State did not have any draft picks this year. He's almost saying, what's the use? Who's to blame? All of this stuff. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, does that mean that they are keeping everybody there and they're going to be starting next year? Doesn't sound like such a tragic situation, because if Ohio State lost 4 people in the first 11 or 13 picks, whatever it was, I think it was 11.
Yeah,
it makes me worry about what Ohio State has coming back. But they got Julian Saint as a quarterback, and they got Jeremiah Smith as a wide receiver. Other than that, we really don't know. And then you look at the Hurricanes; they lost 3 big pieces to their defense.
Yeah,
and yet we're still talking about Ohio State possibly being a number 2 or 3 team in the nation, and Miami. When you say you're back, well, are you going to stay back, or is it just the 1 year and you're out of here?
And that's the big thing. Like, you're exactly right. That makes so much sense. These teams, the biggest thing they're talking about with the NIL and how transfer portal has come in is saying that now teams aren't so deep anymore. They're not as deep as they used to be. But you don't have to be. You can be deep at other spots, because as well as I do, you're going to tell the guy, hey, the guy playing in front of you, I mean, we don't even know who the defensive is for Miami who was behind Bain, right? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but I could see Cristobal saying, hey, Bain went in the first round. They know we produce defensive ends. Mesidor went in the first round. You're next, Bubba. You're next, man. Stand up and stand out. And that's kind of how I see it. That's what they're doing. They're trying to rebuild that way.
And let me tell you about marketing, because if you do it 2 or 3 times, everybody wants to be the quarterback at Oklahoma, right?
Right.
After you have 3 guys land in the pros. Let me tell you about 2 of the biggest rooms in college football right now. Next year, the number 1 running back coming out of high school has already committed to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one room that's bigger and fuller than the Georgia running back room, and that's the Alabama quarterback room. They're stacked with all these quarterbacks because everybody wants to be an Alabama quarterback. Everybody wants to be a Georgia running back. And if you constantly are churning out at least one position, look at the Ohio State wide receiver room.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going for 7-8 years now straight.
Yeah.
With legit players that end up in the pros. They might not be the number 1 player in the pro, but at least they're getting there, and they're getting to be a wide receiver number 1.
Right.
So
they're all
let's
there.
talk about this. Let's talk about this for a second, because today we had another commit. Next year, the best running backs in the nation. Number 1 is going to Georgia. Number 2 is undecided. Number 3 is going to Auburn. And then today, number 4 running back in the nation committed to Texas.
Wow.
You think SEC football is going away?
No.
It definitely is not. And I know it's just running backs. I know wide receivers are more valuable. But if you have 3 of the top 4, maybe even 4 of the top 4 when it's all over with, I mean, the SEC is not going away, I'll tell you right now.
No. Let me ask you this real quick. We only got about a minute to go. Kirby Smart was asked at the other day about how the teams at Alabama that he was the defensive coordinator would stack up against the teams that are winning the national title in the last couple of years, 3 to 4 years. He said those Alabama teams would beat the dog out of all of those teams. What do you think about that?
I think there's at least 2 to 3 of them that he's absolutely right on. I don't know if all of them, but I mean, he's kind of right. They really were stacked. I mean, it's like the running back room from the Hurricanes in 2001.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of depth was just unreal.
And that's exactly right. Well, Jeffrey, y'all be careful. It's raining. It's wet. And thank you so much for calling in. We'll see you on Monday. All right, guys, that's it for us. We will be going off the air and going to the weekend. Everybody stay safe. We will see you on Monday. Can't wait to talk to you then. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance.